Now, so we're going on the second methoxy. We can offer pain relief, but for more severe things, we're very limited. Are you with me, Phil?
Oh. Hey mate, how you going? Yeah, what's wrong?
We get up and answer the door, and we've got a gentleman who is looking horrible.
Lie down here for us.
What's your history? What's the go with it?
I've had 15 operations on my stomach.
Oh yeah.
Just had another one about a week and a half ago.
Okay, and you just feel just pain and discomfort with it? You want to see the ambulance?
Yeah.
Play it safe. All good.
I've got a gentleman that's just walked into the tower. He's 31. He's complaining of really bad abdominal pains.
How are you, mate?
You've been better?
You've been better? Is there, is this obviously an old injury?
Got a hole there. Just previous surgery.
A recent surgery?
Yeah. I've had 15 on one.
Yeah, okay, so you're pretty familiar. Is this something that happens after the surgery?
Yeah, it's not like this. It's swelling up in there and that.
It's not the first time lifeguards have had a person present themselves with abdominal pain.
What surgery was it?
But this is no stomach ache.
Well, I got shot back in 2014. I was a farming accident.
Yeah.
And they left 17 bits of strap on there.
Okay. Quite strangely explains that he's had surgery for a gunshot wound and he's not feeling the best and he's in 10 out of 10 pain.
I was contract muster.
Oh, okay.
And I was working out in the Nullarbor and one got pulled up in front of us and I slammed the brakes and I told the other bloke, get out and shoot the hit the 22 Magnum sitting there. Yeah. And you know what a head trigger is?
Oh, is it?
I just touched it like that. As I was pulled the trigger, shot me in the dash. As he got out, he turned the gun towards me and shot me straight through the stomach.
Our pre-hospital care is quite limited. Well, we're going to give you a methoxy whistle. This is a mild pain relief. Just keep it in. There's not a lot we can do except give him some pain relief and call Triple O.
I'll show you the picture so you know what you're looking at.
Breathe back into it. Okay, yeah. And is that a recent picture?
That was yesterday.
Okay. What's the pain still?
Still up there.
The lifeguard's main concern is the possibility that Phil is bleeding internally after his last operation.
I was kind of saying, I think it could be an infected wound. You got pain up in your chest? Yeah. In there. Yeah.
Lifeguard medical training isn't sufficient for this situation. So now, the paramedics can't come soon enough.
But I know you guys got those fast responder guys on the motorbikes or something. I just feel like this guy just needs to get on the morphine or something because he's just in so much pain.
Now, so we're going on the second methoxy. We can offer pain relief, but for more severe things, we're very limited. Are you with me, Phil?
The second green whistle starts to take effect.
Well, you're the Mrs. Pick me up from there.
Beardy had been putting all this time and effort into this bloke to get him healthy, and it turns out he's only trying to get healthy so the guy could go and date Beardy's missus.
My missus, I hope not, she's pretty short.
Yeah, it sounds like an interesting story. Then what happened?
Obviously, this bloke, he was 2 whistles deep. He was letting his imagination get the best of him.
Ready after? Hey, nice. Phil? A little bit. I reckon. Oh, no. You're right. Just relax for a second. Relax. Okay.
Right.
You got Phil?
Hey, Phil. You're up with morphine? Yeah? Straighten your arm for me, mate. Alright. Has that helped at all?
It was about 9 and it's about an 8.5.
Okay, so we're going in the right direction.
When the paramedics eventually arrived, you know, it only took a quick assessment of the guy and they realised that he needed further medical help. We'd looked after this bloke as much as we could and he just needed to get to hospital and be seen by a surgeon.
Extra dry for you, normal for me. Ryan. Cheers.
Thanks, boys.
Got your phone, Phil? Your pocket all good.
Mate, if this bloke legitimately had a crack at Beardy's missus, I think Beardy'd be single pretty quick.
Phil was taken to hospital, where wounds from surgery will be reassessed. Local resident Paul has come to the tower with an injury no lifeguard has ever seen before.
Yeah, you got mate. Yeah, I've been bitten by dogs on it. Oh, really? Yeah, no, you're right. That's pretty bad, too.
I saw this guy come shuffling towards me, and the next minute he's just gone, I've just been bitten on the beep, beep, beep by a dog.
Imagine his poor girlfriend or poor wife. She won't be getting any love for a bit.
That's the worst thing that could ever happen to a man.
How? Why? What was going on?
He was very lucky that there was intensive care paramedics that are already in the tower that had just treated a patient, and they said it was the most horrific thing that they've ever seen.
There was no blood. He wasn't that much in pain, so there's only one thing I can think of. He would have been in shock.
I've seen a lot of weird injuries, but that's the worst.
To avoid any confusion, the paramedic clarifies how serious the injury is. The dog has torn the skin from the base down to the tip.
Do you know who owns the dog? Yeah, it's my mate's dog. It was an accident.
I don't know if I could really describe what I saw, but it wasn't bleeding at all, so that's probably lucky, but I would hate to see that ever again.
Have you ever had any of this before? Not quite like that.
Imagine it never returned to working order again. You'd be heartbroken.
Paul's mate doesn't help the situation.
I just hope you can fix it.
I'll be able to fix it. Yeah, fix it easy. Just you're not won't be having sex for a while. I'll tell you that right now.
As long as I can have it one day again.
It's bad, mate. Dog pretty much.
There's a lot of Chinese whispers of how it really did happen. I heard it was a Chihuahua.
Could have been a Labradoodle.
I reckon it was a female for sure.
Paramedics arrive to take Paul to hospital. No one misses out on inspecting the injury themselves.
I've seen the pictures of the aftermath and after surgery, and he's brave, that's for sure.
Weeks after a dog bit him in a very private place, local resident Paul has returned to reveal all.
Hey, mate.
It must have been a scary day.
Oh, it was. I was freaking out.
Is this the dog?
Yeah. He didn't mean no harm. It was an accident.
So what's the go? What happened? Because
I took Zeus for a swim. As I went to dive over him, he must have thought there was a ball there, and he's jumped up and nipped me. And I didn't want to look in the water, so I swam back in, and I've looked and I've freaked out a bit. Luckily, there was an ambulance here, and you guys helped me out, so...
Yeah. So how many stitches did you end up getting?
Oh, it was about 100, around the 100 mark, so yeah.
Such a mellow dog.
Yeah, like I said, it was an accident. He's a good boy, you know.
Lifeguards are given an opportunity to inspect the repair work performed by doctors.
They've done a good job, but I give it to the doctors. Yeah. They've fixed you up good, mate.
Vince's Hospital.
Can't even really notice it.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Paul is thankful it wasn't worse, and the doctors have restored everything to its former glory.
We got notified up in the tower by a member of the public that there might have been someone in trouble in the flags.
A Bondi Rescue crew member confirms the sighting. Beardy and Mouse race from the tower, carrying the medikit and defibrillator.
Can I get an ambulance here ASAP where they've just dragged someone out of the water?
We need the ambulance, we need all the boys on scene to get this one, because this is a drowning.
Water froths from his lungs and obstructs his airway.
I'm just going to give him a bit of a pump here. We need to establish an airway, and we do have a Goodell airway. Yeah, let's roll him. Our Goodell holds the patient's tongue down so they don't choke on their tongue, and it opens a clear airway for us to continue EAR on. He started draining, and I knew we had an airway. Get that defib on him.
Lifeguards attach the defibrillator. If the man's heart stops beating, he will be given an electric shock to restart his heart. If a shock is administered, anyone touching the patient will be electrocuted as well.
Stop CPR. Stop now. Do not touch the patient. Analyzing.
I have to
Do
leave.
not touch the patient. No shock advised.
Okay, we're gonna roll it back again. Okay.
To help drain water from the man's lungs, lifeguards place him in the recovery position.
Mate, if you can hear us, squeeze your right hand, buddy.
Can you hear us?
Buddy, squeeze that right hand.
No, 45 seconds.
Just keep draining that water out of him. Can you feel the pulse?
You keep going. I'm just concentrating.
Faintly. I've got
Yeah,
it.
okay, well then, okay, he's got a pulse.
I want that on. I want that on.
The man was found floating between the flags, the safest part of the beach.
Just try, yeah, not far out. Yeah, just by himself though, yeah? Yeah.
Beardy notices a telling injury.
He was blood on his head. Guys, I'm a bit worried. I want to put this neck collar on him, mate.
Yeah, definitely. Let's try and straighten up his spine.
Lifeguards suspect he's possibly suffered a spinal injury. New recruit Mario is sent to the tower to recover the spinal board. It's the first resuscitation he's been involved in.
The adrenaline, I drive as fast as I could. I start moving people in front of me.
What do you need, brother?
Yeah, possible.
Does anyone over there know this gentleman?
Analyzing. No shock advised. It is safe.
Lifeguards must keep the man alive until paramedics take over.
Bondi Central to the boys.
I just run back to the Ambo, but Ambo is still at Ramwick.
Okay, copy that. He's breathing, but he's unconscious at the moment. So, yeah, we keep you posted. Thank you.
Pulse 67, 71, 83, it's rising, which is good. Yeah.
Do you think maybe it's worth rolling him, putting the neck collar on, coming back over?
On 3, now so you can drop that for a second. 1, 2, 3, roll.
Good work, good work, good work.
We took him out of the recovery position because there were signs of life. He was responsive to us, he was squeezing our hands, and we were happy with the clear airway that we had with the Goodell.
Mate,
can you open your eyes for us? You can open your eyes, okay, that's good. I know it's hard, mate. You need to try and just take a big, deep breath. Calm down for us.
If the man has a spinal injury, moving him is risky, but lifeguards must prioritise his airway.
If you need to spit out,
Vomit,
mate.
mate. Need to vomit,
That's it. That's it. Spit it out, mate. Spit it out.
Analyzing.
Guys, can you move out of the way so the ambulance can get down here, please? Get out of the way. Get out of the way. Out of the way.
It was a big relief to have the paramedics turn up and take over.
All right, have we got any straps for this ball? Yep.
Yeah, they're on there.
We'll clip them in right now.
What happened to the man is a mystery. The first person to spot him in the water was a nearby swimmer.
There was a gentleman that was sort of over my shoulder explaining to me what happened. He noticed him. He was the first one to notice him face down.
We was playing with my son on the waves, and we saw him facing down, and we saw that he was holding the breath. And we looking for a little while, and he didn't move. And after that, making like convulsions, and I just touched him, and he didn't respond, and I just turned around. He tried to breathe, but I think he got a lot of water on the lungs, and that's why he couldn't breathe. And after we put it on the side, he started breathing, but with difficulty.
That guy's a real hero for noticing it, for one, and getting his head out of the water and getting help to get him back to shore, and he did a really good job. Okay, everybody on 3, 1, 2, 3, lift. Yep. So, mate, you've got to really try and keep your head straight. Well, heaps of things can cause him to be unconscious in the water. It could be a medical illness, it could have been ran into someone, knocked unconscious. He left the beach alert, conscious, probably with a bit of water in him, but I think that he was a very lucky man that situation went the way it did.
From what we know, there was no friends or family around, so at the moment he's just a mystery man.
The fact that no one knows who he is, and up to this point we really don't know what happened, is it's a bit of a sad story. It just would be nice to, just work something out. Because at the moment I feel a bit like lost with it all, Get him in the car.
The guy seems to be moving around a lot better in the back of the ambo now, so potentially we could rule out spinal. I don't know. I'm interested to see what happens. I just hope he's all right.